Alright, let's go ahead and take on this random guy here. So last time we met up with Jonochi, and also managed to see my managed to beat up my Jonochi. Unfortunately ran away from us, basically. I don't think I've ever dueled. I think I dueled him once, but he was complete garbage, and then now he just doesn't want to duel us anymore, which I guess is fine. He inflicted 100 LP after I recovered a measly effect, even though he is an electric monster, so you can go through him. My measly 200 life points I recovered, yeah, so that goes right through him, and then this goes right through that. That's fine. There's not really much else that I could have done for that turn. Ooh, bear trap. I think this goes through? Yeah! Okay, there we go. Whew. Learning the typing is a bit complicated, because I already know, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon typing, and then this is a whole nother thing. I mean, it's somewhat similar, you know, they have somewhat similar cards. Can I get something decent? Alright, that works. Deck into the darkness to get rid of that, and then summon my own Dharma Cannon to attack him. So far, this has been the only duel where I've had somewhat relative issue. Oh, I can use Monster Reborn, bring back his dumb snake, and an Hourglass of Life to go ahead and boost up my monsters. And then I can go ahead and keep attacking. That's good. But yeah, I honestly don't know why this game has been as easy as it has been. I swear it was at least a little bit harder. Like, I know in general this game's a walk in the park. It's really nothing difficult whatsoever. But I could have swore that at some point it was kind of like a little bit harder. But maybe I think when I played this game, I just I didn't go to the card shop as frequently as I have been. Maybe that's what it is, because I definitely have a lot of domino. It's been giving me a hell of a lot of domino, but I guess I just didn't do that until like a certain point in the game, and I was just living off random cards. Ooh, Skull Knight. I like Skull Knight. That's it. I lost. I just didn't get lucky that match. I remember I had this random like epiphany. I was looking over cards and I had like a holographic Skull Knight or something like that. Ooh, hello. Second floor? Wow, I don't even remember this. Okay. Duel with my friends here. Oh, I duel with my friends here. You want to duel? You guys look like old people. Yeah, let's do it. What was I even talking about? I was so mesmerized by all of this that I forgot what I was even talking about. Let's see. I was talking about when I used to play this. And then not using... Oh, right, I got a holographic Skull Knight. I just had one right, and I was like, oh, that's a cool card, because I just used to periodically just look through my cards. And then one time I just looked through it and I saw Skull Knight, and then I just had this random, like, epiphany, like, wow, this card, and then I, like, had this urge to, like, build a Skull Knight deck. It's gonna be this like crazy, super crazy anti-meta deck. I don't know how, because it's only fucking Skull Knight. I don't know what it is that got into me that day, but I just really wanted to use Skull Knight. And then I started like trying to get the cards to make a Skull Knight deck, but a lot of the cards, like his fusion material cards, I didn't have them for whatever reason. I could have swore I had them. And then they were also a bit difficult to get. Like, they weren't like expensive, but they were just not very common. Like, they weren't released many times. So I don't know. That was just always a really weird time in my life. I guess I was just always like, it was one of those times where like Yu-Gi-Oh was dying out between me and my friends, so I was always trying to find ways to get back into it. But it was always pretty difficult, especially considering, you know, not everyone wanted to, and I didn't really blame them because, you know, Pendulums was around the corner and everyone already turned off by Exceeds, and they barely got into Synchros, so there wasn't really much that I can do at that point, and I personally didn't like Exceeds all that much, so I was already starting to back off from there, because there was a lot of crazy bullshit going around at that time with Exceeds and stuff, so I was kind of like meh about those. But I mean, eventually I sort of got back into it, slowly, but then Pendulums came out. And then I was kind of like, this is stupid. So I would only just buy cards every so often just for fun. And then eventually, Duel Links got me back into the game. mean, I did play, you know, Eternal Dual Soul and that kind of stuff beforehand, and then I spent a good amount of time playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship 2006, which is my favorite one, for a good amount of time beforehand. When I got a Steam Link for Christmas, and I was playing a bunch of managed to get a bunch of emulators on that, play a bunch of games. So that was one of the games that I was playing. But in any case, I've been pretty, you know, meh when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, like, even though Arc 5 seemed interesting plot-wise, I didn't really want to bother getting into it just because I was so peeved about Pendulum Monsters. Like, it's I spent my entire, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Career, whatever, dreading the fact that this game has become just uncontrollably unbalanced mess due to the creators and their power creep. So constantly not only hearing that, but knowing that internally, experiencing that, and being upset about it. This game that I've loved since I was a child, that I even, you know, made my own fake version of it because I couldn't afford Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and I really wanted to play. That was always, you know, really painful for me. But then on top of all of that, a fucking mechanic that specifically entices you to go for overpowered bullshit in OTKs comes out. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was so upset. But in any case, it doesn't really matter, quite honestly. In the grand scheme of things, because I mean, it was destined to always happen with Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess it's never gonna not be the case with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, there's never gonna be a point where we're not gonna have stupid power creep. Like, it's already starting up a bit in Duel Links. That's why I really like Duel Links a lot, because they've changed up the game pretty, you know, heavily. But on top of all of that, they've also made it so that the way they're releasing cards, they're releasing a lot of older cards. So you get to experience a lot of those older cards and have fun with those. Like, you know, right now I'm using a Horus Ancient Gear deck, and I'm having crazy fun with that. And these are cards that, you know, I wouldn't be able to use now, today, because they just would not be feasible. And they just recently released a set that contains Tribute to the Doomed. Or not Tribute to the Doomed. They did already release Tribute to the Doomed, but it's, I forgot what it's called. Exiled Forces. Because that card used to be limited at one point, because that was one of the few ways people had of actual, you know, monster destruction. And it's similar right now in Duel Links. There's not really a huge ton of monster removal, so it's really good. But, you know, it's starting to get to the point where it's going to get a little bit ridiculous. Like, they released the Cyber Angels, and then those have been, for the short time before they got, you know, nerfed, they've been out running amok on the meta. But they're still, even with their nerf, they're still pretty feasible, so I don't know. I haven't ran into as many decks as I thought I would, but, you know, Cyber Angel decks while playing online. Because I usually don't play online because I usually don't have that many good cards, and I feel like everyone just has every card, and then I have like 10% of the cards out there, so it's been a little bit frustrating. But since I've been playing so much, I feel like I have a good amount of cards, so I thought I would give it a shot. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm still relatively new when it comes to, I never want to actually summon that card. I always have her and Dark Elf in my hand. I'm always trying to summon Dark Elf, or not Dark Elf, Dark Witch, and then I always accidentally end up summoning Monster, or Beautiful Monstress, or whatever the hell her name is. I accidentally end up summoning her. But, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're both pretty decent cards, for the most part. I can't use that just yet. Oof. Okay, Blast Juggler is a fire monster, that's why. So I can play this, use your effect, boost up all my monsters, then pay Pile of Greed. If I don't get a spell or trap card, it sucks, because the next turn I don't even draw a card. Which is super lame. Oof, I attacked the wrong monster, damn it. Alright, well, I'm gonna lose my monster tamer lady. Lizard, oh, I'm not gonna be able to attack Dark Witch. Use this thing's effect even though it doesn't matter. All monsters! Wow, I didn't know it was all monsters. I thought it was just the one monster. That's bananas. Yeah, this is, if I had to create a ban list or overpowerless or whatever you're gonna call it for this game. Man of Graveyard would definitely be on it, which is really funny. Like, I just really like it when they re-release cards and they just they have their own different meta. Like, Mammoth Graveyard would be in this game's meta because of the fact that it can reduce all your monsters' attack. But in the actual Yu-Gi-Oh, it would be hard cross to actually find anyone actually using Mammoth Graveyard. So I find that really cool, and there's a lot of like stuff like that in Duel Links. I mean, granted, they don't change effects. They're probably gonna have to eventually, because there's some cards that aren't they're just gonna not work in the game. But the Grizzly's pretty pointless. They're strong. I totally lost. I believe that's everyone. Let's see. Oh wait, I'm still trying to organize my deck. I'm pretty sure you're the first guy I fought, and then this gentleman here, I fought you as well. And oh, but I've already dueled you before. I'm not the best duelist here, you know. Well, it doesn't really matter because I fought you guys. They said something earlier, but I kind of sped through the text because I was talking a bunch of nonsense. Let's go over to the 3rd floor and see what's here. Oh, more duelists. Who are you? This is a game company, of course. But how did you manage to get here? Who might you be? This is a business office. Please leave. So it's similar to like in Pokemon. Oh, we're probably gonna have to come here later on for the event with Umbris and Loomis. All right. But it's, yeah, I was gonna say it's similar probably to like Pokemon Duel. Oh, that card game. Okay, but just this once, where they have the creators of the game make themselves in the game as NPCs. Sometimes that you can even like, you know, battle and stuff. That's pretty cool. The only problem with this is that unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, or rather unlike Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh's game devs aren't really well known. Because Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, I'm sorry, Pokemon, you get a good sense of who makes these games. Because they've made, generally the same people have made the games for a very long time. But Yu-Gi-Oh, it's been a bunch of different people. So its effect isn't as cool. Not like it had such a great effect either for Pokemon, because like sure these guys are the same people and you hear their names from time to time, but I feel like a lot of younger people, especially me when I was playing through Pokemon, and you know the internet wasn't, well, it was pretty, you know, out there, but it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for, it just wasn't so prominent for me to like go and search stuff up, or like, you know, there wasn't like YouTube and stuff like that, so I wouldn't be able to like see Nintendo videos. Basically what I'm saying, I wasn't very well versed in who these developers were. It hadn't even like occurred to me that people made this game. Like, I know people made the game, but I hadn't really like put faces on people or anything like that, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't really have that sort of effect on me either, or rather it didn't the first time around. It wasn't until like, you know, I was a lot older and mature that I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I can only imagine, basically the point I'm trying to get at, I can only imagine like kids that are playing the games now and they see those little Easter eggs and they're like, oh, okay, right. Because I highly doubt that they would think that, or maybe, I don't know how kids think. I don't think they would think that, oh hey, they said that they're the ones that make Pokemon in the game. They must be the people in real life. Let me look them up, see what they look like, or ask my parents, or whatever the fuck it is that kids do. I find that hard to believe that that would actually happen. Hey, it's a Spike Bot. That's pretty pointless. Ugh. I thought I had a decent mix of cards too. Alright. Now let's see if we can take on this last guy. Say, don't you think I'm easy because I'm an adult? I'll have you know that I'm none too shabby a duelist. Weird text. Weird dialect of my own part. And that thing, that's probably one of the mark of being a legit YouTuber, is that when you record, your nose gets all dumb and nasally. That's what's happening to me right now. I guess I'll look at that. So I'm not able to speak as clearly as I want to, even though, you know, quite honestly, I don't often speak clearly. So I'm not all too surprised. Let's go ahead and tribute all our monsters, because this dumb thing is going to go ahead and fuck us up. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm mixed. Or not, I'm mixed. I'm why did I say mixed? That's not the right word. I'm Hispanic. I'm not well, I mean, you know, I'm not actually mixed. I'm gonna be technical about it. I'm Dominican, which they are mixed race. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm maybe I didn't. I believe English is my second language, even though quite honestly, I don't really know Spanish all that well. I can speak it and I can understand it just fine, but I'm not actually like, you know, PhD in Spanish or anything like that. I can hold conversations and, you know, just fine. It's just, for example, whenever I take classes, they always tell me that my Spanish is, you know, fine, but it's not as good as it should be. But I mean, technically, I believe I learned Spanish first, because like I was born here in America, and then I was brought over almost immediately to the Dominican Republic, because that's where my mom was, or rather, that's where my dad was. I don't know what the deal was, but they brought me over, and I spent 4 years over there, and then soon after that, they moved me back over to start kindergarten when I was 4, and ever since then, I've been here. Up until pretty much are you really gonna, okay. Up until in 8th grade, I actually spent a year over at DR, just to do classes and stuff. Let's go over here to the bridge. There's actually, I'm a little stretched for time, so let's, come on, get out of the way. Should've gone on the other side, but whatever. You, Phoenix, duel. Yeah, so here's your boy Strings. He's been chilling out at the park all this time, but now he's gonna come out and take us on finally. So we're gonna go with the bear trap, activate the effect of Durant, summon a clone of itself on the field, and then end my turn. He's got the field spell bonus here, which is interesting. Oof. What? Magin gun. Interesting. I can't really do anything against that thing. Liquid Beast is going to disappear. I need to draw some cards. Because I am in a bad spot now. Because I can't really do anything with any of these cards. Bear Trap, Liquid Beast. He just has a bunch of Liquid Beast. Come on. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, at the very least, this card can attack Fiends, so I know that much. That's literally the only reason I have her. That's usually what I have Keymates for. But I don't know if Keymates have the same effect, or rather the same type, I mean. So that's why I usually used to always have Keymates on the deck. Just so that they, in case I run into little spots like that. But I mean, this time I really only have the Unhappy Maiden just because of the fact that I needed to, you know, add up my, what's it called? Deck capacity, because of the card that I had. But I mean, after this duel, after taking on, you know, Joey, or no, not Joey, my Strings, wow, I didn't get a single tribute monster. Oh, yeah, 75, damn it. Alright. Yeah, after taking on my and Strings here and those other random duelists, I should have a lot more deck capacity and deck duelist level. Revival Jam. Ugh. Being that multiplies by splitting into 2 identical halves. If there is room on the player's field, it can split into 2. Actually, that's not horrible. It's basically Duran, excuse me, just way stronger. So, you've meddled in our affairs again. What are you up to? Who are you? Who are you? My name is Merrick Ishtar. Learn it. We've entered this tournament to gather cards. The ultimate rare cards. No mercy will we grant it to anyone following our plans. I've studied how you duel, how you move. You seem to have friends. Well, be good to them while you still can. Oh, he just comically passes out. Alright, well, you've taken on Strings and ominously learned that we should take care of our friends. Oh no. Stay fresh.